In this video, we write a C program to find sum of two numbers using the concept functions with no arguments and a return value. That means in the main function, here I am calling sum function and with no arguments. That means we are not passing any arguments to sum function. Now I will define sum function. Sum, we will write return type of the function sum function later. I am writing sum function. It is not taking any arguments. As it is not taking any arguments, then we need to declare the two numbers here. I am taking two numbers into a comma b, printf, enter a and b values. I am reading a and b values. I will also take another variable c for calculating sum of a and b, a plus b. Now what is the concept here? We are calling a function with no arguments, but it returns a value. Now what value it returns here? It returns sum value or addition value. That means we need to return c value. Then how do a function returns a value? A function returns a value by using a keyword, that is return. Return. Which value we want to return? We want to return c value, that is the sum value. Return c. Now observe here, at the end of the sum function, it is returning c value. Then what type of value is c here? As a and b are integers, the addition value will also become integer value. So c value becomes integer. That means sum function is returning an integer value. Then what would be the return type of sum? The return type of sum is integer. How we identified the return type here? Why? Because it is returning some value. It is returning sum of two numbers. Both are integers. That's why addition value is also an integer. That's why the return type is integer. That means at the end of the sum function returns an integer value. Then we also need to specify the function prototype here. What is the function prototype? The return type of the function is integer and the function name is sum, and it is not taking any arguments. Now if I run this program, then we will get we are returning value. To which function we are returning value here? The value is returned to this particular function call. Now we need to take another variable. Let us say I am taking c is equal to sum. Now the return value is passed to c. Now what type of value should be c here? The sum function is returning integer value. Then type of c also should be an integer value. Integer c. C is equal to sum. Then we print c value. Printf sum is equal to %d c. Okay. Now we run this program. It is asking for a and b values. Let us say I am giving 10 and 20 and the sum value is 30. Now what we have done here? Okay, we see. In the main function, we called sum function with no arguments. That means the control comes to sum function. In the sum function, we have taken two values a and b, and then we have calculated c is equal to a plus b, and then c value is returned to the calling function. Now what is the calling function here? Main function. C value is returned to this particular place, and this particular c value and this particular value is assigned to c. Now what is c value here? 30. Now 30 is passed to this particular variable in main function. Now at this point of time, that particular value is printed, that is sum is equal to 30. In this fashion, the functions are executed. Now see this example, what we have done here, I will briefly explain. There is a main function and there is sum function. Main function is calling sum function, but it is not sending any arguments, and in the sum function we have taken two numbers a and b. Let us say their values 10 and 20, and then sum function has calculated c value. C is equal to a plus b, that is 30. Now this particular c value is returned to main function. Here there is another variable c. Now this 30 is passed to this particular c in main function, and here we are printing c value. Here we are printing sum value. This is how these particular functions are executed in this way. Now what this function prototype is saying here, the function prototype is saying that the name of the function is sum and its return type is integer and it is not taking any arguments. That means its return type is integer. That means at the end of the sum function, it is going to return an integer value. Then how does a function returns value? By using the keyword return.